Come on, let's go outside. Let's take a walk in the sun. There are things to learn and things to see. A big wide world for you, your dog, and me. Dog Talk. Hi, folks, and welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Pat Becker, and you're our co-host, Rusty Rasmussen. How are you?
We're doing great.
It's good to see you, my dear. And we have two special guests today. Our Dog of the Week, Lynn Walker. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
And this beautiful little Shih Tzu.
This is Oakley.
And Maggie, now it's Springer.
Springer. Like the dog.
Yeah, she just got married, so I'm
That's
used to Maggie Mello, but now we're going to go with Springer.
You got it.
Okay, and congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
So Maggie called me, and I called her first, and I said, I really need to have a little dog that's absolutely adorable, will work front of the camera, you know, a lady who is very amenable to let us do this, and I think I wanted a Shih Tzu. So she said, boy, do I have the perfect match.
That's right.
So tell me, Lynn, how long have you had this little guy?
We have had this little guy for about 2.5 years. He will be 3 in March.
Ah.
And we just adore him.
So you got him as a puppy?
We did. We did. He was 3 months old.
Oh, right.
She did some training before we got him, and he's just been adorable.
Excellent. So you actually got the dog trained, too?
She does leash training and a few other command training.
Oh, from the breeder?
From the breeder before we got
well, how
her.
nice is that?
How
accommodating is that?
That's great.
Rusty is a trainer. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that doesn't say he doesn't mind all the time.
Exactly. And I'm a trainer also, so I can tell you the value of your breeder doing that is just exemplary. So, Maggie, you're going to do us a big deal today. You're going to take this little guy and you're going to groom him.
Yes.
And bathe him and wash him and get him all groomed and then tell us how to keep him trimmed.
You bet.
So you're going to take him, and then at the end of the show, you'll come back and give us a demonstration?
Yes, I sure will. We'll get to do a little demo with Oakley.
That would be excellent, excellent. And we have, as Dog of the Week, Oakley gets some treats.
Oh, my.
And we have a few little, whoa. What is that, Oakley? Oh, see, I just love doing it. It's one of my favorite things to do. If they are at all relaxed or not paying attention, that definitely gets their attention.
I think that did.
And we have a $100 gift certificate for you from
thank you
A1
so
Pet
very
Emporium.
much. Oh,
and buy this
that.
baby some bunch of wonderful, wonderful treats. And
he'll love that.
Yes, absolutely. So we will see you all at the end of the show. Back again with the grooming tools and all this kind of thing. Should be very interesting. Well, we're going to take a break right now. And folks, I am going to introduce you to some friends of ours who are from a wonderful Facebook page called Marley's Mutts. I think that you'll enjoy it. So when we come back, let's watch that.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
I think you're going to enjoy this video, Rusty. It is so intensely revealing on how dogs get along with people, how they help people, and how people help dogs. It's Marley's Mutts, starting out with Zach Go, and we have Melissa from the Bountiful Barn, and another friend who works at Free to Live. Are you ready?
I can't wait to see
Let's do it. Matt, so good to see you. How is Free to Live?
Hey, we're doing well. We're excited. Coming into year number 33.
Yes.
And lots of exciting things happening, and just under 300 animals, so we're having a really good time.
Excellent. So tell me about these free friends of yours.
Man, it's been incredible. This is Robbie. He's the kennel coordinator at Free to Live. It's been here just under 2 years. He has an incredible story that we'll hear a bit more of in a little bit. And these are friends that we met through him. This is Melissa from the Devoted Barn, and this is Zach from Marley's Mutts. And it's been a pleasure to meet them and hang out a bit.
Excellent. So let's start with you then, Zach. Tell me about Marley's Mutts. Everyone has heard about it, and I'm dying to know the innermost thoughts about this.
Boy, the innermost thoughts, I don't know, that would take an entire show to get into the details, but I'll try and give you the abbreviated version.
Oh, okay.
I started working in rescue about 12 years ago, but I was really brought into Marley's Mutts and into a life of rescue when my liver failed. I'm an alcoholic and an addict in recovery, And in 2008, my liver failed, and my kidneys failed, and my gallbladder and pancreas, and everything that goes wrong when you're in full-blown end-stage liver disease. And in my quest I became a transplant patient after a couple of months in the hospital, and after my quest to get a liver transplant, which is what I needed, I kind of fell into rescuing dogs. I rescued the dogs that I had, my own personal dogs, Tug and Marley. This is my Marley. He just passed away 3 weeks ago from bone cancer, but what a legacy he's left behind. And Marley, you know, I was at this point in my life where I was spiritually completely bankrupt. My focus from sun up to sundown was suicide. After I got released from the hospital, I'd gone through detox and on all of that, all I was focused on was finding a way out from living. I didn't know how to live without alcohol and drugs. I absolutely hated myself when I looked in the mirror. I couldn't stand what I saw. I couldn't stand what I was experiencing on a daily basis, just the utter torment of living in my own skin. I just wanted out, and I thought daily about ways to get out and to. I prayed. The only times I prayed to God were for dare to be great situations to take my life, and meaning, like, may a kid run across the street that I save, and then I'm hit by a bus. May I thwart a bank robbery? Something where I was killed in the end was because. But
having done something good.
Yes, because I just couldn't tolerate being alive, and I couldn't tolerate the idea of killing myself because my dad would have to find me. And at that time, being in liver failure, it's just it's a desperate way to live. You are literally, everything is broken on you, and it's a constant struggle from sun up to sundown to live through the pain and the complications.
To want to live. Yeah. And isn't this, most people going through something like this would experience those feelings, would they not? The depression, the horrible feeling of inadequacy, the horrible feeling of that your life would not be anything that you had always wanted it to be or would like for it to be. Mm-hmm. I would think that everyone going through something like this would experience it.
Yeah, I don't think, at the time I thought I was tragically unique and that no one experienced, alcoholism and drug addiction like me. That was part of my problem, is that I thought I was special and that nobody felt pain like I felt and that I was unique and that therefore meetings wouldn't work for me and traditional recovery wouldn't work for me, and I wasn't necessarily open-minded because I just thought I honestly thought I was crazy, being in my mind, like I said earlier, was talking about earlier, being in the neighborhood, the dangerous neighborhood that is my mind, was unsafe. It was unsafe to be walking around in my brain because of what I might come up with. So I really needed to start living for something else, and that was my dogs. And my dogs looked up at me every day, and though I was 140 pounds, bright yellow, what wasn't yellow on me was purple, and I was suffering from a lot of different afflictions. My belly was out to here from ascites, just full of blood, a catheter in my back, and my dogs looked up at me every morning like I was the world's greatest human being. Like, the day had infinite possibilities, and their excitement level every single day, the way they looked at me, they didn't see somebody dying from liver disease. They didn't see somebody dying emotionally from self-loathing. They didn't see somebody who's spiritually bankrupt. They saw someone with infinite potential who could conquer the day, who was their best friend. They saw all these things in me that I wanted to see in myself, that I knew I had those things from when I was born. That was the most depressing thing about it, is I was built on a foundation of sound moral and ethical principles. I had it inside of me, but I had been violating my own moral and ethical principles for so long that takes a toll on you. When you consciously or even subconsciously do wrong, you grow to not be able to tolerate yourself.
I think someone who may have experienced it came up with the phrase, "Please, Lord, let me live up to everything my dog thinks I am."
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Yeah.
I started to bring on dogs into my pack and started to just create a pack around Marley, who's my pack general. And we started just 1 dog, 2 dogs, 3 dogs, and it developed into a routine, and that became my primary focus, was taking in dogs from local animal shelter and from our veterinary strays at our veterinary hospital, rehabilitating them, doing posters, images, getting them online, and finding them homes. Mm-hmm. And then that started to morph into Marley's Mutts, and the idea that there weren't any mutt rescues. There were all these purebred rescues. There was German Shepherd, Doberman, Rottweiler,
but there were no crossbreeds were out.
No mutt rescues. So my dogs were all mutts, and we wanted to start something for the underdog. So we called it Marley's Mutts. because Marley, my pack leader and my pack general, and it just hasn't stopped. It's been this this organism in and of itself that just keeps reinventing itself and growing, and people keep adding to it, and a lot of people, it's weird to even think about it being something that I created, because it was created by so many more people than just myself. I suppose I'm the founder, but we have elaborated into a multinational organization really that rescues dogs from all over the world, and we have an elaborate educational program with our own curriculum that goes to 3-4 schools a week. We do typical rescue rehab, and our most popular program lately is our Positive Change program, which is our inmate canine training program, which actually has, right now we have 5 prisons that we're online for, 2 that we're active in. We have 10 dogs living in state penitentiaries with 30 inmates, and they train 13 hours a day with those inmates. The inmates rehabilitate the dogs rehabilitate the inmates, and we work on substance abuse programming. It's just, there are so many positive side effects of this program.
It's pretty overwhelming. It really is. So with all of these factions, all of the issues that you actually take advantage of a way to help, how are you funded?
We are funded almost entirely online. We have almost 600,000 Facebook followers, and we reach about 2 million people a week. And that's how we raise money. We raise money by asking for it online. We have some grants that we can apply for. We just got a grant through the Innovative Program Grant in the state of California for
So you
3
are
more
a
prisons.
501c3?
Yeah, we've been nonprofit since 2010. Yeah.
And that is the thing, that is the beauty in what you do. And we are so impressed with it, when Matt had called me, and I did my research, because I spend a great deal of time researching this.
What else do you know about me?
I think you've told us pretty much everything.
That's a good point.
And that, to that point, that is the vulnerability.
Yeah.
You say, this is the truth, this is what I am. Accept me or not accept me, but this is what I am. That takes courage.
Yeah.
Really quite something, wasn't it? And we're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, Rusty, we're going to interview Melissa and Ron.
Sounds good.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
So Melissa, tell me about your organization.
So what we do a couple different things. We have, I say we have 2 missions, and then combined to the 3rd one. So our first part of our mission is we take in animals from extreme cruelty and neglect. So it has to be really extreme. We've had horses that were intentionally starved, which we just actually got 4 this week. We've had dogs that were stabbed, dogs that were sexually assaulted. We've, anything you can think of, or things most people can't think of because they're pretty horrific. That's what we take in. And then we use those dogs to help us with special needs adults and with at-risk kids. And then the second part of our mission is our feral dog program, which is our biggest program. So we take in feral dogs from all over the world, and we rehab them and then put them into homes. I mean, it takes a long time, but we have the time and the patience for it. And then those 2 combined is our mission statement is actually teaching compassion through positive action. So then we take those 2 things, and then we like to help educate. We do a lot of speaking in schools. I have a paralyzed dog that goes with me, and we do a lot of that, teaching kids. And then we work with like these guys. We do a lot. We give seminars on fearful feral dogs. So we want to help other organizations, animal controls, other rescues, with these difficult dogs, the dogs that are more fearful. So that's what we do.
Yeah, and this is the truth. As a trainer, trainers know that you have to teach a dog to fear, and this is the thing. They are born with an open mind. They are born trusting. Even the most fierce Cane Corso I have ever seen, as a puppy, had to be taught to do something that is different from his character. Mm-hmm. So this is the thing. Dogs give to us we use animals, we use dogs. And this is the whole issue, that I think what you do is repair. You come, you know, you treat the stressed, you treat the injured. And so it's vitally important, but my point being, it has got to be stressful.
Very, oh, definitely, definitely. My life is all stressful, but it's a good stress, you know. There's reward to it, you know. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, it's my day-to-day life between, you know, being a single mom, running a 53-acre farm, trying to, you know, make sure the bills are paid, and we have the resources for what we take in, and just the daily. We need to get, it's wintertime in Michigan, so getting chores done in winter, making sure all the animals in the barn have what they need is definitely stressful. But the reward on the other side is so much greater than that. Like I always say, when we're dealing with our fearful dogs, you have to make the reward greater than the fear. And that's kind of the same thing with us, you know, the reward is greater than the stress. So it's worth it.
I don't know that I would be very good in either one of your places, because I am a truth sayer.
There's a lot of times that I'm with our law enforcement for seizure, and the owners are there, and you have to remain professional,
yes.
and you have to just
yes,
go in and do your part and not say anything. And you have to, for me, it's always, I'm looking at the bigger picture. Is me yelling or saying something to this person going to help this animal that I'm taking off the property?
Exactly.
No, it's just, you know, I need to get the animal and get him off the
Absolutely.
property and then start from there.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your involvement.
Well, this man right here, I recently just got out of prison after doing 12 years, and I was able to go to his rescue and get a dog, because I was having trouble in prison, like what you guys were talking about. You have to build walls up in there because people prey on you in there with your emotions, so you have to be strong all the time. And once I started getting involved with dogs, they let me release that. My dogs see me at my weakest point and my strongest point. It didn't matter, just like Zach was touching on with Marley, when they just thought I was the greatest human being. And it was for me, I needed to fight for stuff, because in prison and everything, my whole life I've been fighting, and fighting for the voiceless was something very important to me, and it gave me purpose. It seems like a lot of people that are in rescue have a baggage. Everybody has a story, and it's their way to give back to the world.
Now, if I were to say to you, what, in one word or one phrase, let's say, what could you project to viewers to help them understand your mission?
If we're talking, are we talking about Marley's Mutts in general, or about the prison program?
However you know, the Marley's Mutts.
Marley's Mutts, you know, what I want people to understand more than anything is the power of the human-canine bond. And Robbie had touched on something earlier about dogs really being medicine. And I truly and to my core believe that. I mean, first of all, I wouldn't be around, I wouldn't be alive without my dogs and what they provided me on a spiritual level, on a physical level, and on an emotional level. I needed huge progress physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And my dogs gave me all three of those things. And using dogs to communicate compassion, to communicate togetherness, we can all bond, we can all relate over dogs. There's so many things our dogs can teach us that we can learn from if we're willing to listen. So what I would communicate to the listener is, to the viewer, is listen to your dog, you know, follow, be open-minded to what they're willing to teach you, and try and, you know, emulate your dog.
Be more like a
have
dog.
A God of your understanding in your life, and have a dog that understands you in your life.
Absolutely, that's beautiful. So Melissa, what would you say?
My biggest thing that I want people to understand, or what I feel is, I feel like everybody, everything has a purpose, and it's just a matter of finding that purpose and allowing them. Like, I believe, like, our mission, our purpose in life is to give these animals, and we do it all. We have livestock, we've got, you name it, we have it, not just dogs, but it's to give them a purpose, you know, and that's whether that's to rehabilitate at-risk youth, or give them, teach them compassion and empathy, or if that's just to bring a little bit of joy to a special needs adult, you know, a couple times a week, but to give that animal that voice and to give them the opportunity to fulfill that purpose.
Absolutely, that's beautiful. So tell me, my dear, in conclusion, what would you say?
Well, I relate to both of them totally. It's like broken people, broken dogs equal healing. And that's the bottom line, and that's what all of us are saying, and it works. And I'm a proven fact that it works just by my life. I mean, it's just an awesome thing.
You're a very articulate man. I appreciate that. I really do. Matt, thank you so much for bringing your friends over. This has just been wonderful. You guys, you know, so if a person wants to donate to help fund these organizations, where do they go?
Well, we all have social media. We're all pretty big on social media. marleysmutts.org is where you can go to donate for Marley's Mutts.
Ours is the devotedbarn.org.
Okay. Okay, and we know how to get in touch with Free to Live. Because Free to Live does, I don't know whether or not you saw some of the dogs at Free to Live, but they have some wonderful dogs over there. And you know, I am so impressed. I am so proud of everything that you do. You have a book, you telling me? So
we do. We have a book. We have a book. It's called Rocky's Last Gift. It is on Amazon. And it is the story, one of the two inspirations behind me opening the farm, which is the story of my daughter Brooke, who is almost 12, and her horse Rocky.
So, and this book, how can a person purchase the book?
Just go right to Amazon, Amazon.com, and type in Rocky's Last Gift.
Okay. So we're going to do that, and before you leave, we want to make a donation also. So we will thank you so very, very much, and thank you, Matt, for bringing them over. And we wish you well.
Do we get to pick our own painting? Is that the donation?
You like my painting? I'm delighted. I really am delighted.
I really do.
One of these days, if you have maybe an online auction for a piece of art, I might donate one to you.
Mom, write that down.
You guys take care. Thank you so much. High five on everything you do. High five. High five. Take care, and we'll see you later. Really, really, really kind of an interesting piece, you know, and I'm so glad to have run it because it does. People who are in danger of losing their character, losing their souls, you know, dogs do bring them back, and let's face it. And speaking of bringing back, we brought you back to show everybody, and Miss Springer is going to tell us how to groom you. So, you know, actually, I wanted to mention, too, if they want to get in touch with you, how do they do it?
Yep, my phone number is 471-7741. We also have a website, diamondintheroughpetspa.net, and an active Facebook page under the same name.
Great. So let's, Lynn, let's watch this dog get groomed. Have you ever tried to do this yourself?
I have tried, and that's why I have Maggie.
Exactly. So what are we doing,
So what
Maggie?
we've done already is I've done a lot of the prep work. He's been bathed. In order to get a really clean, nice-looking cut, they need to have freshly washed hair. So he had his bath, he's gotten his blow dry and his brush out, which is very important to thoroughly brush out the dog. So your clippers are gonna go through the hair evenly, and you're not gonna get snagged on any mats. What I'm using right now is a clipper guard, and this is about 5/8 of an inch, so half an inch long it'll be.
Gonna have a little bit of a
longer.
sound.
Yep, little noise. And for him, you know, we're not doing a breed standard cut, so it makes it really fun. The breed standard cut is for Shih Tzus, you keep them long coated, they have that nice big part down the middle, and lots of long flowing hair. But with him, we're getting to do what we want, so it's fun. He gets kind of a more puppy look. Lynn likes him nice and fluffy, it fits his personality. So I'm going with the lay of the hair with this guard attachment to keep him fluffy and puppy-like.
Yeah, so it's a clipping, not a shaving.
Correct.
That's the important thing.
Correct. Yep, you definitely want to be careful if you're trying grooming at home for the first time. The blades will get hot. That's why I always recommend using a guard if you're kind of a first time doing it yourself, because you can definitely injure your dog. We're using a lot of sharp tools and equipment.
So this kind of thing is to trim your dog's nails.
Yep, that's a file. I've done that too, and I can show you exactly how we do that. He's pretty used to it. I like to when we're using the file, I like to do it when their hair's wet. That way you can slick the hair away from the nail, and it's not going to get in the way. It's not. You're going to be able to see what you're doing better. And as you can see, his have been nicely filed. So you just gently go back and forth and file them smooth.
Excellent. So what are these over here?
Let's see here. I've got all my tools, shears, and thinning shears are excellent tools to have. So after you do your clipper work, on the body and the legs, you still have loose hairs. So what you need to do is brush it down, and then you can scissor the feet with grooming shears. This is all specially made equipment for pets. So it's going to be different than regular human haired tools.
Yes, exactly. You know, and we were talking earlier about dogs being touched and everything. On one of our other shows, we said how important it is as a puppy to touch the dog, to get the dog where it is friendly with you, touching its feet, touching its head. And grooming is one reason. When you send it to the groomer, then it doesn't fight the groomer and doesn't get upset, doesn't get under stress. That is for sure.
Absolutely, it's really important. I love when I get dogs as puppies because we're creating a bond together. They learn to trust me. They learn this isn't scary. I'm not going to hurt them because they remember everything. They will remember a bad experience.
Oh, absolutely.
So super important to be working with your dog at home, touching its feet, brushing them, getting them used to being touched in different places, not just their back, their tail, their ears.
So what about these things in the bottles? What are they?
Yeah, I've got ear powder. So Shih Tzus have hair that grows in their ear canal, which you have to remove. So there's proper airflow to prevent infections for just a healthier ear. So it's a powder, and I've cleaned his ears. As you can see, they're nice and clean. But it's a powder that helps loosen the hair to remove the hair, just the hair in the canal. You don't want to be pulling hair that's attached to their ear.
And some dogs have the tear effect.
Tear stains.
Yes, the stains.
And there's a lot of different things that you can do for that depending on what's causing the tear stains. Sometimes it could be as simple as changing the bowl you're giving them their water from. Sometimes it's allergies, and sometimes it's hair getting in their eyes. So there's a lot of different solutions. You just have to get to the root cause of that.
Exactly.
And for him, I've already scooped and cleaned out his eyes, so he's had that trim.
Excellent. Well, what a delight, Lynn, to let you, have you let us take your dog over here and just kind of do a demonstration with him.
We love that.
Well, he looks like he loves it too, and obviously he loves this lady. And of course, the relationship between your dog, and when you're an owner, you have to pay attention to those things.
Oh, absolutely.
How does my dog respond and react to this groomer? Don't you think this is very important?
Absolutely. It's a team effort between the owner and the groomer.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
Well, thank you so much, Maggie. We appreciate it. Lynn, thank you for bringing over. He is such adorable baby. Rusty, thank you so much. It's been a great show. We've had so much fun. You guys, take care, be kind to your dogs, and watch us next week.
We're talking about dogs. Talking about big dogs, talking about little dogs, oh yeah. Chasing the ball, chasing the cat, digging hole, thing like that. Dogs, talking about dogs.